Squirrels are known for saving, but with the help of AARP, they won't be the only ones. From planning to budgeting, AARP is here to help you stretch your dollar further. So take on today and every day with AARP. Learn how at takeontoday.aarp.
You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
You know when something's so obvious, you call it a no-brainer? Well, here's a big one. Barbasol is finally making razors. Introducing the Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus. It's got 6 ultra-thin blades for a close, comfortable shave. You can go to Barbasol.com right now and save some money. That's a no-brainer, too. Time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless, best phones, best networks. No contracts. It is the night, tonight, from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where the NBA Draft, 2018 NBA Draft, will be taking place. For those of you who don't know, the team, you've been living under a rock, you may not know any better or what have you. The team with the number 1 overall pick is the Phoenix Suns. The team with the number 2 overall pick is the Sacramento Kings. The team with the number 3 overall pick is the Atlanta Hawks. Number 4 is the Memphis Grizzlies. Number 5 is the Dallas Mavericks. Number 6 is the Orlando Magic. Number 7 is the Chicago Bulls. Number 8, courtesy of the Brooklyn Nets, that pick goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 9, the New York Knicks. And number 10, courtesy of the Los Angeles Lakers, the Philadelphia 76ers have the number 10th overall pick. Charlotte's at 11. The Clippers have the 12th and 13th pick in the lottery. And the Denver Nuggets complete the lottery at number 14. The consensus number 1 pick is expected to be the 7-foot, 260-pound wonder boy out of Arizona. His name is DeAndre Ayton. This is not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. You are the moribund, pathetic Phoenix Suns franchise. You had damn well better pick Ayton, who was just up the road at Arizona, who averaged 20 and 11 on better than 61% shooting from the field, better than 34% shooting from three-point range, has the skill sets offensively to be inside with his back to the basket or step away from the basket and hit jump shots. You give him the damn pick. You pick him number 1. You pair him with Booker, and you call it a day. It's what you do. By the way, you don't move up in the draft to try to get another pick by giving away Booker to anybody. You do everything you can to hold on to Devontae Booker for dear life because the brother is special. You hold on to him for dear life. You team him with Ayton and you see what you got going on. That's what you do. But forgive me if I go all the way from the number 1 pick to the number 9th pick. Y'all gonna have to forgive me, America, because damn it, I'm a New York Knicks fan. And damn it, that's where my heart is at right now. Now, I like me some Trae Young, who averaged 28 a game in college and will shoot from the parking lot. I'm not going to compare him to Steph Curry, but I'll compare his conscience to Steph Curry. He'll pull up from anywhere. He'll fill the seats. He'll be a box office addition. But whether or not he's going to be that guy remains to be seen. I'm looking at this kid Sexton out of Alabama, who played for former Brooklyn Nets coach Avery Johnson. I love his skill set. I love his fire. I love his competitive fervor. I do not love his jump shot, nor his decision making. I have concerns. Reminds me a little bit of De'Aaron Fox coming out of Kentucky last year, who I liked a lot. And I still like. But I don't know if Sexton's the right man for the New York Knicks at number 9. But I understand it. This kid Knox out of Kentucky, I'm consistently hearing he's the sleeper. He's the guy that you got to take. Being at 6'8", 6'9", moves great without the ball and can shoot the rock, I might have to take him. He might have to be somebody I'm going to take. If I'm the New York Knicks, here's the big story about this, though. And there's just no way to avoid this. There really isn't. So let me just put it out there. New York Knicks can't mess this up. Nobody is under more pressure in this draft to get it right than the New York Knicks. And I'm going to tell you why. Philadelphia, for example. You don't get it right, you still got Embiid and Ben Simmons. Phoenix, you can't get it wrong. Sacramento, who cares about you? You got to show that you're relevant again. Atlanta, well, we already know that you guys were in rebuilding mode. Budenholzer shouldn't have even been there last year. He's gone now. Now he's the coach of Milwaukee. Got a new coach, new system with zero expectations. You can go Doncic. You can go Bagley. You can go Mo Bamba. You can go Jaren Jackson. You can go a lot of different directions if you're Atlanta. Same thing if you're Memphis. Everybody knows Fizdale wanted out of there as coach. Probably got fired on purpose. Who the hell wanted to be in Memphis? So Marc Gasol talking smack about him or whatever wasn't going to hurt Fizdale one bit. Now he's in Gotham City, New York. Right here. Coaching the Knicks. There's a guard-oriented league. Caters to perimeter players. Skilled position shooters and what have you. You're the New York Knicks. You got to get somebody that can do that for you or somebody that can facilitate others doing that for you. When I think about Kevin Knox, played 32 minutes a game at Kentucky. Shot 44.5% from the field. 34% from three-point range. Hit more than 77% of his free throws. Averaged 15 and 5. I'm looking at him, who played all 37 games. He's 6'9", 206 pounds. That's what he's listed at, even though he looks a bit heavier than that to me. I got to pay attention to that. I just do. I'm the New York Knicks. I might have to go that route. I just might have to. I really, really just might have to. Because I'm of the mindset, excuse me, I got to pay attention to this guy. This kid got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, same team as Kevin Knox, Kentucky, averaged 14 points, shot 48.5% from the field, 40% from three-point range. But nobody's projecting him to go that high, so I'm not about to either. And all of this talk about the New York Knicks moving up. Ladies and gentlemen, can we stop that? Can we stop that talk about the New York Knicks moving up? I mean, to move up, you got to have somebody. You don't listen to me. You don't want to believe me. Listen to our very own Adrian Wojnarowski. He'll tell you about it. Take it away, Cat.
I was told late last night they have not yet asked Bama's people to get his medical information. And if you were ready to invest, that's a steep price to move up that high into the draft.
9 to 4.
You're going to have to give up a lot. You're going to probably give up a future first. You're going to be digging in his medicals right now. They did talk to him yesterday, and that goes on the week of it. I think New York, in my conversations there last night, I think they're very comfortable at 9, and I think, whether it's going to be Knox, Mikal Bridges from Villanova, they feel like they can get the player they want there without having to mortgage something forward. I think it's more likely the Knicks stay where they are.
Adrian Wojnarowski was on ESPN's show Get Up this morning with Mike Greenberg and Jalen Rose and the crew. So we understand where he's coming from with that. We understand that he's talking about the New York Knicks are very comfortable. They damn well better be comfortable. I can't trust the Knicks to move up. Move up and get who? With my luck, they'll move up to target because they targeted a specific player and then the player ain't available. I can't trust that. Not even a little bit. So this is where we are. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Nick's talking about moving up. Moving up for what? By the way, what do you have to give up to move up? Porzingis is hurt. Who the hell else do you have? Who do you have if you're the New York Knicks to move up? Can we stop this nonsense? I'm moving up. Why? And if you did, how should we feel about it? Can't trust it. Can't trust anything about the New York Knicks right now. Just can't do it. You committed to $95 million in salaries. Porzingis is hurt until at least January. Joakim Noah, look, gotta get rid of that contract. Oh, $37 million over the next 2 years, $37.7 million to be exact. Over the next $37.8 million, I'm sorry. Over the next 2 years. Tim Hardaway is owed $36 million with a player option the third year. You still got Courtney Lee on the books for $25 million. You still got Lance Thomas on the books for $15 million. I mean, you're just looking at this stuff. It's like, my goodness, what do you have to offer? Even Kyle O'Quinn said he's exercising his option to become a free agent. He don't even want to be with you. Well, maybe that's a bit embellishment, but hey, you're going to be a free agent. So I'm just looking at this right now. I don't want to hear anything about the Knicks moving up. New York Knicks are going to have the 9th pick. The question is, who should they get? If Trae Young and Sexton and Knox, if these folks fall to you at number 9, what direction should the New York Knicks go in? That is the $1 million question. Somewhere along the way, we should have an answer. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. That's just one of the items that we're going to get into. The rest of the draft is something else worth getting into. Because we got to look at it for what it is. And I got to tell you something. This kid, Doncic, out of Europe, Real Madrid, the second best league in the world, they say. You know, the kid can play, He's been playing against grown men since he was 16. A lot of people are high on him. Fair enough. But if you ain't the quickest dude in the world, and you ain't the most athletic dude in the world, I think you're playing at a disadvantage in today's NBA. But there is something to be said for you knowing how to play the game of basketball. I can't take that away from you, and I'm not going to try to. But when I look at Doncic, the way they talk about him, the way they have talked about him, all right, he definitely ain't getting past Dallas at number 5. But could Atlanta elect to take him at number 3? Or are they going to go with this kid, Jaren Jackson? It's a question mark. But it's something that needs to be said. It's something that needs to be asked about. Because we're trying to find out who these guys are and what they bring to the table. Just no way around it. I'm of the mindset, when I watch these guys play, I'm just looking at today's NBA game and see who fits where and who brings whatever it is that they bring to the table. That's how I'm looking at things. And I got some serious questions about what I'm seeing. I just do. Because right now, the only surefire bets appear to be DeAndre Ayton and Doncic. And by the way, when folks talk about Doncic, I had a couple of owners tell me there's several players that they put before what they're seeing in DeAndre Ayton. They've questioned his basketball know-how, his basketball IQ. I understand that. That's a reasonable question mark considering the fact that the guy hasn't been playing basketball that long. He really hasn't. And because he hasn't, what are we supposed to do with that? He's still 7'1", 260 with offensive skills that people were comparing him to Shaq coming out of LSU. I'm not passing up on that dude. I'm taking him. That harkens me back to age-old story that I tell all the time. I never forget when the Portland Trail Blazers passed up on Michael Jordan in 1984 to pick Sam Bowie. Never forget that. And watching that, you had some folks that felt whoever was, the Jack Ramses of the world and others, God rest their souls, some of them should have been fired twice for picking Sam Bowie and passing on Michael Jordan. But they had already had Clyde Drexler. Here's my point. Have you ever heard anybody fault Houston for picking Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon in the same draft? He went first. When you're that big and you have that skill, that much skill, everybody remembers you cannot be knocked for it. You cannot be knocked for it. It just is what it is. When you're that big and you've got that God-given size and ability that you can't just teach to somebody that big, you don't pass up on that person. So to me, DeAndre Ayton is bona fide number one. Doncic makes things interesting because I'm not hearing the same thing about Marvin Bagley or about Mo Bamba. I'm hearing they can play. I'm hearing Bamba is formidable defensively and Bagley is formidable offensively. That he'll give you 20 and 10 a night. But if they don't have that it factor, that superstar quality, then do I have to go with Doncic if I'm Sacramento at number 2? These are the kind of things you have to think about. And Golden State is the reason why. Not just because you're trying to beat them. It's because they showed you how to do it in this day and age. That's why Houston came so close. Because Houston was willing to emulate them. That's why Houston came so close. Houston was willing to emulate them to the best of their ability. And they almost pulled it off. If Chris Paul hadn't gone down and gotten hurt, who knows what would have happened. But the reality is they didn't pull it off. And so now you go back to the drawing board and you think about what other components you need. One of the people that might be hurt by this, potentially anyway, is Clint Capella of the Houston Rockets. Remember, he's planning on going to Phoenix to get that max offer. Well, they're about to draft DeAndre Ayton and they still have Tyson Chandler. How much do they need to give you a max offer? How much do the Phoenix Suns need to do that? I would say they don't. Which means that Houston is his most viable option, where he should stay anyway. But Houston would obviously be looking for a hometown discount. All of these are things we have to think about, and then some. We all got to pay attention to this. It matters. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Another item I wanted to get into before we went to break was Adam Silver. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he was talking about the Golden State Warriors and how they should be applauded for what they do, et cetera, et cetera. But you don't want a whole bunch of Kevin Durant situations materializing, where superstars are joining superstars instead of staying in respective markets and competing against those superstars. Again, I don't have the quote from Adam Silver in front of me, but I will get it. But I'm just telling you what he basically said. Actually, we do have the sound. Let's listen to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver talk about Kevin Durant, the Golden State Warriors, and how great they truly, truly are.
I get it in terms of Kevin Durant going there. It was a bit of an aberration in our system. We had a spike in our cap. It enabled them to have additional cap room. The Warriors will tell you they would have figured out a way to get it done anyway. I don't know. But even if Kevin Durant hadn't gone to Golden State, and let's just say he'd stayed at Oklahoma City, or let's say he'd gone to another team maybe in the East, you clearly would have had a third team that would have been much better. Any team that has Kevin Durant will be. But then you still have 27 other teams. And so, you got to give Golden State their due. And I've said repeatedly, let's also celebrate excellence.
Celebrate excellence. He's applauding the Golden State Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, we all should. Golden State did not become relevant once Kevin Durant arrived. They were relevant before he arrived. They had already won a championship, and had just gone through back-to-back appearances in the NBA Finals. Steph Curry was universally recognized as the greatest shooter in the world. The Splash Brothers were officially recognized as the greatest backcourt shooting duo maybe ever. Draymond Green was doing his thing. Golden State Warriors acquired Steph Curry in the draft, acquired Klay Thompson in the draft, acquired Draymond Green in the draft, added pieces like Iguodala and Livingston and others through free agency. Golden State Warriors did their job. Kevin Durant is the one who messed it up because he's one of the top 3 players on the planet Earth, and he said, I'm going to go join the team that beat me, who just finished the regular season with an all-time winning record of 73-9. That wasn't Golden State's fault. That was Kevin Durant's. But Commissioner Adam Silver said, as a league, NBA can't force parity. Listen to this.
I don't think as a league we want to go about breaking up teams just to break them up, just to force some sort of parity that is kind of unnatural. On the other hand, I can understand a system doing some different things in the system that may not have allowed a player like Kevin Durant to go to a team that was already so good.
That's what he's saying. He's saying, he's basically double talking right there, and I don't say that as a negative, but listen to him. He said, you don't want to force parity, but certainly you don't want to have a system that would encourage a star like Kevin Durant joining a juggernaut like that. I don't blame him one bit. I'd want the same thing. I want to see stars going up against one another. I don't want to see them joining against each other. But it also goes back to what Jim Gray, recently inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, said many years ago. It goes into all of that. He said it best. He said the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, the Rocky Marcianos of the world, or people like that had zeros attached to their names in the loss column. What's gotten lost in the shuffle is that people think that's the true personification of greatness. There were others who had lost in their careers who have been considered better than Floyd Money Mayweather. For example, the Sugar Ray Robinsons and Sugar Ray Leonards. There are great, great fighters in history who've had a loss on their record. And still, their greatness wasn't dulled or tarnished in any way. And the same thing is applicable to basketball. LeBron James has everybody thinking, you got to get to the finals and win the finals in order to be blah, blah, blah. No, he might. Because he's the one that declared he's chasing Jordan. But everybody else out there, if one year CP3 wins it, and another year Steph Curry wins it, and another year Russell Westbrook wins it, and another year Kyrie wins it, and another year it's somebody else, I got news for you. That's not bad. That's actually great. Because it has us looking forward to watching the league as opposed to a particular player or a team. I don't blame Adam Silver for wanting that. I damn sure know I do. That was Straight Talk Wireless, nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. By the way, did you know that with GNC's Auto Deliver and Save, you don't have to worry about missing a daily dose of your favorite vitamins and supplements? That's right. Once you set up your free subscription, GNC takes care of the rest, shipping your products automatically, free of charge, and with 10% off the order. Not to mention, you'll never pay a membership fee, and you can change your order at any time. Stay stocked with GNC's Auto Deliver and Save. Quality shipped, wellness delivered. Visit GNC.com or a store near you to learn more.
Craving even more of Stephen A?
Him of all people!
For around-the-clock access to the man?
I'm Stephen A!
You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Stephen A. Smith and on Facebook at Stephen A.